To this astrological update. I hope the camera is not too tilted and I hope the sound is fine. I hope you guys can hear me. The sun was quite aggressive and I had said 5 o'clock, but I forgot that I had a client that I had to tend to, so sorry. But welcome now, and let us get into a deep discussion about Rohini. Okay, now new moon or Amavasya is on the 30th of May, 2022, and it's I think it's about 24th today if I'm not mistaken, right? So here we have about 6 days till this new moon happens, and this new moon is extremely auspicious, and I'll tell you exactly why, but let us first understand a few basics. Okay, so time, that is when the tithi starts to the end, it's 30th May to 30th May 7:12 a.m. This is Bombay time. To 31st 10:01 a.m. Okay, so check according to your location. Now this is happening in sidereal Taurus, right? Sidereal Taurus. And it is happening in Rohini Nakshatra, ruled by moon. And it's exactly on the 14th degree, which has a sublime significance. A sublime significance is 14th degree of sidereal Taurus. I'll break that down for you. So first and foremost, let us understand Taurus a bit. Taurus is an earth sign. It's a fixed sign. It's ruled by Venus. Okay, and it is the exaltation of the moon. I'll tell you a bit of mythology and all of that. So it's essentially a sign that does well with banking, commerce, celluloid, businesses of all kinds and stuff like that. So the range is 10 degrees of sidereal Taurus to about 2320 of sidereal Taurus, Vedic Taurus. Okay. So we can immediately understand it's Venus ruled. Okay, it's Venus ruled Taurus. So immediately we understand that the focus is on beauty. The focus is on harmony. Okay, focus is on beauty and harmony, and essentially this is happening in Pada 2, 14 degrees. And Taurus 3 degrees is exaltation of the moon, exact degree. When moon pretty much does very well in Taurus. So first that. Besides, the Navamsa is also Taurus. It's Pada 2. So we have Pada 1, which is Aries Navamsa. We have Pada 2, which is Taurus Navamsa. Pada 3, Gemini Navamsa. Pada 4, Cancer Navamsa. Alright, so here we have a double Venus, a double Taurus, but it's more than that. It's such an auspicious degree, this 14th degree of Taurus. I'll get more into that. A bit about, of course, Rohini before I move on to dispositions. Now, Rohini's symbol is either an ox cart or a chariot. It's, of course, Taurus is the bull, or a banyan tree. Now immediately we understand that a banyan tree takes time to grow, but it perseveres, and it pretty much stands the test of time. Okay, it lives for long periods of time. So the thing is that with Taurus is not Venus's moon trikon sign, Libra is. But with Taurus, we have this capability to build things that last. We've seen that in Capricorn. We've also seen that in Taurus. Build things that last. Okay, with high value. Chariot again, going forward, right? Going forward. Mars Navamsa is possibly the one that likes to go forward the quickest, but Venus Navamsa, it's a very special, it's a very interesting thing when we have a new moon on this particular degree, on this Navamsa, because you have double Venus there. So immediately it becomes important to know where Venus is. Now Venus is in Aries with Rahu. So this forms a kind of problematic yoga that I'll get into. But for now, let's concentrate on Rohini. Rohini has Rohana Shakti, okay? Shakti to grow, to build. I told you the Taurus is the archetype of the builder, right? The Shakti to grow. A ruling planet, I told you, is the moon. So the moon here is superbly powerful because it is a sign of her exaltation. Besides, it is a sign, it's a nakshatra that she rules. So, you know, it's a strong, powerful moon that we have over here. Nature of this particular nakshatra is Manushya Gana. That means they are interested in the activities of humanity. They want to add to it. They want to build. They want to grow. Okay? So things like that. The primary motivation of this nakshatra is moksha. So although the Rohini is extremely sensual, you know, extremely, known to experience the material world through their five senses, Venus makes that five-pointed star representing our five senses, right? Now, Taurus, although is a sign geared for materialism, sensuality, experiencing through the five senses, you know, touching, looking at beauty, beautiful people. They love beautiful people. They want to be beautiful as well, you know. So this is the thing with Rohini. Beauty, okay, or eating, even food. Food is associated with Taurus and Rohini. Now, animal symbol is a male serpent. So you immediately understand that serpents are always the sign of Kundalini, the Kundalini Shakti that we have inside. Right? In the Dasha Mahavidya, Bhairavi activates the primary fire of the Kundalini. So Bhairavi's sounds of her Bij mantra are Hasam, Hasikafreen, Hasao. So, the serpent, right? Now, our directionality is the east, and the qualities of this nakshatra is Rajasic. So, they're constantly pushing us, motivating us towards action. Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. Tamas being inertia, Sattva being, you know, extremely divine, extremely pure. So in a sense, Sattva and Tamas are both in action. Whereas Rajas is what propels the movement between Tamas and Sattva. So Sattvic by itself does not propel in the material world. You need Rajas. So this Rajasic temperament of this nakshatra, it pushes us towards, doing something, experiencing something, right? Health issues that could happen at this time, coughs and cold. Also, periods with Rohini women, periods could be problematic, all right? Take care of not, getting caught in a sandstorm or having a sunstroke. I'll explain why these 9 days from tomorrow are deadly dangerous. Okay, and I'll get to that why. Sore throats can happen or venereal diseases can happen because, Venus rules the organs of sexuality, procreation. So, we see this is the scenario with Rohini. Now let's move on quickly. Now we've got the ruler, okay, because Venus not only rules Taurus, Venus also rules this Navamsa. So we've got two feminine planets, Venus and the moon, Ma Durga and Mahalakshmi being Venus. Venus, I told you, is with Rahu. So that's problematic. That by itself is a reason why a lot of us, we are going to feel quite problematic because of this Venus being with Rahu. Okay, and it forms a yoga called Krodh Yoga. Krodh Yoga. Krodh means anger. So Venus with Rahu forms Krodh Yoga. Now remember that Venus and Rahu are both in Aries, which is the domain of Mars. And Mars is known for anger. So there's that thing that's happening. And Venus is, not particularly strong in Aries because she rules the opposite sign of Libra, as well as Venus and Mars are traditionally polar opposites when it comes to archetypes in Vedic astrology. So that, and Venus is at 7 degrees of Aries in Ketu's Nakshatra Ashwini. So Pada 3 of Ashwini. Now, and that's Gemini Navamsa. So we've got Venus, taking the Navamsa energy from Mercury. Venus and Mercury are good friends. So this is a good part. Now, the ruler of Aries, that is Mars, is at 9 degrees of Pisces in Uttara Bhadrapada 2. That is ruled by Saturn, Uttara Bhadrapada. Purva Bhadrapada being ruled by Jupiter. Now, and what you have to remember is that Mars is conjunct Jupiter at this point. So and Mars and Jupiter are traditionally friends. And Mars is in his friend's domain, which is Pisces. Besides, Mars also himself holds rulership of Scorpio, which is another water sign. So the functionality of Skanda Kumara or Kartikeya or Mangala, Mars or Bhauma through water signs is extremely interesting. Okay, it's a different kind of manifestation, kinetic energy displayed as some kind of, like dance, for instance, dance. So, and also Rohini Nakshatra is known for its dancing and its proclivity to the arts. All right, thank you. Its proclivity to the arts. Now, Moon is not only exalted in Taurus, this is Moon's Mool Trikon sign, okay, Mool Trikon sign. However, the Moon is combust because it's with the Sun. We know that whenever a planet is, oh yes, of course I did. We know that whenever a planet is close to the Sun, it's combust. And Mercury is also pretty close. So, Sun and Mercury is retrograde as we speak in Taurus, okay? And Mercury retrograde is having a 90-degree square aspect to Shani, aspecting Shani in Aquarius, okay? Oh yes, of course, in Aquarius, all right? And this is Shani Drishti on a Mercury retrograde. So, communications, mobiles messing up, for instance, getting late to a place, tickets messing up, things like that can happen. Mercury retrograde aspecting Shani. All right. Now, this Mars-Jupiter conjunction is very expansive, I feel. It's very expansive, I feel. Because Pisces being oceans of love and imagination, there's going to be a lot of all that happening right now, imagination, expansion of the mind, expansion of celluloid, wanting to immerse yourself in a cinematic experience. So this is happening exactly at about 9 odd degrees, 10 degrees let's catch. Now, Venus is also having an aspect to Pluto. And Pluto is in Uttarashada Pada 3. Thank you. Uttarashada Pada 3. That's Pluto. So this is Venus-Pluto energy that's taking place right now. So those of you that I have joined, please, if you can, put timestamps, and I will be doing tarot reading after this for all the 12 signs. So stay tuned for more. Now, the moon, right, or Soma, was I'm generally not interested in men or women in a sexual manner. But yeah, I think I'm kind of becoming asexual, but it's okay. So the thing is that the moon spent a lot of time with Rohini. So three of his other wives, they went ahead and they complained to Daksha. Daksha's Prajapati. Okay, and Daksha's Prajapati. So what happens is that Prajapati then immediately, of course, curses Soma, that he's going to completely lose all his luster. Now Soma prays to Lord Shiva, who kind of saves him, and Shiva modifies the curse, so thereby the moon waxes and wanes. But the thing is, why does the moon spend so much time in Rohini? All right, why? I'll tell you a lot about that. But remember that I told you that there's curse. The moon was cursed. Okay, the moon was cursed, and because the moon was cursed, there's always a curse component associated with Rohini Nakshatra. A curse component, alright? So either cursing someone, being cursed. It could be just misunderstandings and cursing like that. But it could also be malefic. Yes, I do. I do pujas regularly for clients. I do spells and all of that regularly for clients from all over the world. So please do drop me an email. If you want to book a reading, you want to book a workshop, please drop me an email. Now the thing is that we've got a curse associated to this nakshatra, all right? Now sometimes we see that in a natal chart or in a D9 chart, the houses and lords of houses, they face these curses. Now the story of Jupiter, Moon and Tara, all right, which I want to tell you, is that the moon ran away with Jupiter's wife and then got her pregnant with Mercury, and Jupiter was very upset. Tara was his wife, not to be confused with goddess Tara. And then ultimately Tara gave birth to Mercury, and Jupiter, when he realized that Mercury was indeed a special being, then he adopted Mercury as his own. Okay, so this thing about infidelity, then illegitimacy, infertility, surrogacy, adoption. These are some of the themes that we find associated with Rohini Nakshatra. Okay, so sleeping around, maybe even having a child with a woman who's not your wife, or having a child with a man who's not your husband, having to adopt someone, having to be a surrogate parent, all right? No, I'm sorry. I have a long lecture to deliver and then tarot readings, and I have been up from 4 o'clock channeling all these messages. So I don't want to mess it up. And if I read comments, then I get completely distracted. And then the flow of the lecture is, I won't be able to keep up with it. So I'm sorry. Now, remember that a Mercury retrograde aspecting Saturn and combust. So this definitely, yes, Rohini is Lord Krishna's. I'm just going to say that right away. Yes, thank you so much. So let's now listen to the lecture, because please pardon me if I can't read all the comments. I have a bad headache on top of that. And I actually wanted to come at 5. but I had a client and last minute urgent thing, so I had to do that. Besides, I was doing it right here and the sun was, really harsh. So I got fully burnt and I got a headache. So, but I had to do this because it's really important. So let's just get to it. So Mercury retrograde is aspecting Saturn and is combust. And of course, the retrogradation can cause all kinds of messages being reversed, being more intuitive, more psychic than just rational or logical. Things may not appear very rational or very logical. So Mercury actually hates sorry, Mercury also hates the moon, because the moon is, although the moon is his father, but the moon is his father, but Jupiter is actually the father of Mercury, according to Mercury. So when Mercury is with the moon, there is some kind of internal conflict. And these are the two bodies that are zipping through, quickly zipping through. So this Shani Drishti, that Mercury retrograde, a combust Mercury sitting with the moon in moon's nakshatra, the saving grace is, it is Taurus, and it is Taurus Navamsa. So that is the saving grace, okay? So moon hits, Mercury hits the moon. Rohini is Lord Krishna's nakshatra, none other than Lord Krishna. Now the 8th avatar, Lord Krishna, is very special. Uchishta Ganapati is the 8th Ganapati. Bagalamukhi is the 8th Vidya, Siddha Vidya. And Lord Krishna is the 8th avatar. 8s are very important. I, for one, was born at 8:08 a.m. Interesting. So Lord Krishna had his moon and his ascendant in Rohini. Okay. So some of the things that we can do, that we can enjoy. So 30th to 31st, okay, the Tithi begins from 7:12 in the morning a.m. on 30th, continues on till next day 31st 10 in the morning, okay, the whole new moon Tithis. So music, dancing, eroticism as a healing tool, art, acting, all of this can be very powerful right now. I told you there's also an interest in celluloid, a huge interest in maybe binge watching, maybe finally writing that story you have as a screenplay. Interest in celluloid overall, streaming. You look at streaming, look at how we stream with Netflix, with Prime, with Voot, with Disney Hotstar. You're streaming, YouTube, you're streaming. This is gonna be on the increase. Now, activation of moon in Rohini and ascendant in Rohini. This is very important. Keep this in mind. For all Rohini Nakshatra people at 11 years, you will have some kind of water or animal incident. Water or animal incident, okay? That will change your life at 11 years on the dot. At 36 years, the planet in Rohini, if it is the moon, if it is say Mangal, Mars, will activate the 6th house of health, of death, enemies, of just food, 6th house. So it's a malefic house, 6th house. So the 36th year, the planet that is residing there in Rohini, whichever house it falls in for you, it is going to activate your 6th house, D1 chart. Also, you can also look at your Navamsa chart. Now, 83rd year of your life will be a total activation of Rohini wherever that falls in your D1 chart, D9 chart, all the charts. 83rd year will be total activation. For me, Rohini falls in my 10th house. So, and the star associated, the astronomy of this is Aldebaran, which is the star of ascent. Okay, and because it's a moon ruled nakshatra, praying to Bhuvaneshwari will greatly alleviate all kinds of problems. Okay, moon. So Om Hreem Namaha. Om Hreem Namaha. Now, it is Rajasic, like I told you, Rajas being the primary quality that dominates action, change. It's fixed, so very stubborn people. The tree that is associated with Rohini is Jamun tree. Okay, and it's Manusha. So, always thinking about the world, what to do with the world, what to do with people, the human condition, so to speak. Kapha dosha can originate during this time. Kapha dosha, okay? Water and earth problems, feeling dull, feeling lazy, not being, not feeling the motivation, all of this. White is the color of this nakshatra, white. Deity is Brahma or Prajapati. And orientation is spiritual or moksha. So no matter how, embroiled you want to become in the five senses, at the end of it, it will be a severance from the material world. Oh yes, it is. That is Sadguru, the soul. Aham Brahmasi, I am that I am. Now, Brahma Prajapati is the deity, and I'll get more in detail about this when we speak about the electron, the neutron, and the proton, which we will. So, Rohini, Padawan, Aries, Navamsa, which is ruled by Mars. So, here we have a primary influence of Venus, moon ruled nakshatra, and Mars. Pada 2, which is Venus, Moon. Pada 3, Venus, Mercury, Moon. Pada 4, Cancer, Moon, Venus. Right? So, men natives of Rohini, in my experience, are not very close to their fathers, but they are very close to their mothers and all things maternal relatives, the legacy of their mother is very important to them, this Rohini Nakshatra, male natives. All right. Now, Saturn in Aquarius is giving us Sasa Yoga, and we want to wander, explore the world. We are free-spirited, and we have leadership qualities inside of us at this time. So, better to explore those. Now, in December of this year, there will be another full moon in Rohini at 21 degrees. So, this cycle will help us achieve material pleasures through the five senses, as well as a kind of spiritual activation. After all, moksha is what Rohini is gearing towards, right? So, remember December. This is 14 degrees, I'll be 21 degrees. So, we are going to have a full cycle from now to then to see what we have done, what we are sowing the seeds of, and what we will plant. So, it's very important you sow the seeds correctly. Amavasyas, new moons, are always about sowing seeds. So, you have this from now to December to sow these seeds, to water them, to, look after all those seeds, and then to take them to fruition and finally see them flower in December. So don't waste this opportunity. It's really important. Now, because this is such a Rajasic, this is such a glamorous nakshatra, there's constant actions and creative ways to allure others. So all kinds of Mohinis and Mohini Tantra, all kinds of Vashikaran work will be very powerful this day to attract someone or to just generally be attractive. All right? To generally be attractive, must be very beautiful. Here I tell you why this Amavasya is so powerful. Because the second pada is one of the most auspicious padas. It is a Vargotama pada plus it is a Pushkar Navamsa. It's a Vargotama pada plus it's a Pushkar Navamsa, and 14 degrees is Pushkar Bhaga, Pushkar Bhaga. This is very important, very good time for marriage. If you're looking to get married, it's really close. I know you already planned your wedding if you had to, but it's a really good. So 14 degree lunations not only fall in a Vargotama pada, Pushkar Navamsa. It's a Vargotama. It's a Pushkar Bhag. So Pushkar Bhag, Pushkar Navamsa, Vargotama pada. Okay. This is very, very important, very auspicious, very auspicious. Get married, launch that business, start that sadhana, go explore, have that conversation, cook that meal for your favorite person. Just do something, and it's going to be so auspicious, so auspicious. Pushkar literally is a blue lotus, okay, and lotus is very important in Sanatan Dharma or Hindu symbolism. Brahma grew from a lotus. The deity of Rohini is Prajapati or Brahma. Grew is a lotus flower from Vishnu's navel, right? Now Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara. Brahma is electrons, Vishnu is protons, Shiva is neutrons, alright. Electrons are negatively charged, right? So they deflect on a curving path towards the positive. There's a deflection towards the positive plate. But atom is electrically neutral. Why? As equal number of electrons and protons. Thank you. Electrons and protons, and equal number of electrons and protons must exist in an atom. So an atom is neutral, electrically neutral. Electrons revolve rapidly around the nucleus in circular paths called energy level, right? And Vishnu, which is a proton, right? The lotus arises with Brahma seated. So the lotus is the energy with force of attraction. And the stem of lotus can bend, which is how the electrons go around the protons, right? They are flexible. Brahma moves around Vishnu. So it's very interesting because Brahma creates and Vishnu sustains. So how can creation come out of sustenance? It's very important to understand this. Creation can only come from sustenance. Okay, you have to be able to sustain what you create, for otherwise it gets obliterated in a blink of an eyelid. You cannot ground it. So electrons are always attracted to protons. That's why Brahma sits on Vishnu's navel. And of course, neutrons are like literally they have neither positive, they're neutral. That's Shiva. That's why he's a Mahayogi. He's not, excitable. That's why Shakti must excite him. Okay? Shakti must excite him. So this is very interesting. Now, the opposite electrical charge of Vishnu and Brahma is creation and sustenance, right? And a creation can only arise, so to say, out of sustenance. And Rohini is this energy to sustain, and then you can go around and create, round and create. Now the electrons are actually the producers of molecule. That's why Brahma creates. Vishnu is static, right? Shiva is static. Hello, yes. So once Vishnu is augured, Brahma does his dance around like the electron and creates. Push means to boost, to nourish. And Kara is what causes. Kara. So Pushkara, right? It is something that causes nourishment. Pushkar Navamsa, Pushkar Bhag, okay, and Vargotama Pada. 14th degree, Pushkar Bhag. So important. Now, another thing is about the blue lotus. Rama worshipped the goddess Durga with 1,001 blue lotuses. So this also has to do with cosmic mysteries like electrons and neutrons and stuff that are completely actually can be understood. So Sun, Moon and Mercury retrograde with Shani Drishti will be elevated, and this Pushkar Bhag will remove all malefic influences. So do you understand how important this Amavasya is? It's really important. Don't waste it. Don't let it go. Do something and do what makes you happy. Don't do anything that doesn't make you happy, because from happiness you create happy. Like money begets money, happiness begets happiness. All right. Now there's something called Nautapa that starts from tomorrow in our culture. Nautapa. This is the entry of Sun in Rohini Nakshatra. Right, and this Nautapa is 9 days, so it's from 25th to 8, but Sun leaves 3rd, Sun leaves on the 18th, Rohini. So, possibility of storm, Nautapa, No means 9, Tapa means extremely hot. Possibility of storm with strong winds, okay. Now the thing is that Venus in Rahu are in Aries, creating Krodh Yoga. I told you Krodh Yoga is being formed, and this happens till 18th of June. So, you know, this can be problematic. So this Krodh Yoga is fueling this energy of storms outside and inside us, right? And this does have a negative impact on many signs. So it's a good time if you're facing, you know, problems, facing complications, to get your chart read. It's evening actually, I don't know what time it is. Get your chart read and get remedies done at this time. Because I told you that Jupiter is also in a Pap Kartari Yoga. The Jupiter, the benefic in his sign, is unable to bless us because of Pap Kartari Yoga being hemmed in by malefics. Okay, Saturn in Aquarius and Rahu in Aries being hemmed in by 2 malefics, Pap Kartari Yoga. So all of this is having a negative impact. Now also Mercury is in Taurus, which gives us Vrishti Yoga, okay, and this weakens chances of rain in some places, and they will experience droughts, and some others will experience severe torrential rain in Nautapa the last 6 days, and severe floods. So Nautapa 25th, tomorrow it begins, okay, dust storms, sandstorms, electrical storms, all of these kinds of things, flooding in some areas, torrential rains in some areas, drought in some areas. Nautapa, Nautapa. And it's just in the city actually, it's nothing. There are some beautiful jungles in India. It's just in the city, so I mean it's literally nothing. So now, so I told you that what are the remedies for Nautapa? Okay, plant trees. No, with leopards are there actually in some places. Tigers are in Bengal, Royal Bengal tigers. So we plant trees for Nautapa, donate water to poor homeless people or to anybody. Water magic, as in Ghat Sthapana, you know, chanting over water. If you are a Hindu, you can do, oh my God, someone's calling me. Please don't call me right now. Oh my God. Okay. So Nautapa is going to bring about all these kinds of destructive electrical storms as well, possibly, and it is being exacerbated with this Krodh Yoga that Venus and Rahu are forming. So from tomorrow begins Nautapa. That's why it's important I come and do this today, because if a lot of people start doing these remedies, then it may help other people. And maybe they're having torrential rains that are destructive. Maybe they are having no, I know it was a client from the US. If you're watching, I can't take your call now. Please don't call me. I'll get back to you. So yes, this Krodh Yoga. Anyway, again, I completely forgot. I think we're talking about Ghata Sthapana, water magic, energized water with Shungite. Yeah, I guess. I was about to say something, actually, I completely forgot. Now, there's something in Sanatan Dharma. Sanatan Dharma. What? Why don't you book a reading? You can book a reading. So drop me an email if you do. Yes, remedies for Nautapa. So now there's something called Masik Shivratri, which happens every month. Masik is monthly. So this happens on Chaturdashi of Krishna Paksha in the month of Jyeshtha. This month is 28th of May. Okay. Yes. So Chaturdashi of Krishna Paksha, month of Jyeshtha, 28th. Tomorrow is 25th. So 28th of May. Okay, which is a Saturday. So very sacred day for fasting. Very sacred day. All your desires can be fulfilled by Lord Shiva. And mantras for this is Reem Ram Namah Shivaya, Reem Ram Namah Shivaya, or Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandim Pushti Vardhanam Purvaratwami Bhavandanar Mrityor Mokshiya Pamritatva. My voice is bad because I've just been talking non-stop all these days. Yes, he is actually. Sadhguru is quite famous in India. Yes, it's my throat's getting worse because I think I need to be silent for a day, and that does not really happen. So now, Reem Ram Namah Shivaya. If you cannot remember Mahamrityunjaya Japa, which I just did for you, then Reem Ram Namah Shivaya. There is also this video on YouTube called Raudripat. Raudripat. Very nice. Raudripat. Raudripath. And there are chants by 21 Brahmins. Chant the Raudripat. You can listen to that. Alright. Oh yes, of course. Very good time now. I just explained it. It's in a Vargotama Pada, it's in a Pushkar Navamsa, it's in a Pushkar Bhag, 14th degree of Taurus. So ladies and gentlemen, please don't forget to do magic and and make a wish and get your pujas. You can establish a Shri Yantra this day in your house. Even if you don't oh wow, perfect. But no, I'm in a city called Bombay. Oh, you're Taurus, yes. So which pada are you? Do you know your pada? Because if you are in pada 2, then this is happening on your moon. So yeah. So first 6 days of Nautapa, we will experience high humidity, scorching heat, rains. All right. Yes. Bombay is a city that never sleeps. So it's quite a crazy place, Bombay city. Yes. So Sunita, this is your lunation. It's important for you, Sunita, to do that magic that I just spoke about. Now, second 6 days of Nautapa, torrential rains, floods, strong winds, tornadoes can happen. Okay, I mean, you have to study the astrology of a place, then then you will know that which places. But no, I don't even know the population of my own city. It must be crazy. I have no idea. All right, there was somebody who is sending me a text message. Yes, I will get back to you. Just let me finish the live. I'll take your class today. I'll get back to you, okay? Let me finish this. It's going to be a bit long, and then I have tarot reading for all the 12 signs. So just wait out a bit. I'll get back to you. I'll get back to you on WhatsApp. Okay, so harvest, however, no, India does sleep, Bombay doesn't sleep, believe me. So we have harvest will be good, okay? If we plant the correct crops, harvest will be good. Now let's get to a bit about fixed star magic, right? And I want to talk about Aldebaran. Aldebaran is of the nature of Mars, Mangal, and it's an archangel star, and it is ruled by none other than my favorite archangel, Michael. All right, and Michael is known to defeat the forces of Satan. Oh yeah, we've destroyed most of it, but yeah, some of it is still there. Yes. So Michael, yeah, oh yes, Michael. So my favorite archangel, and I have felt Michael very, very close. And he's my favorite archangel, out of all the angels. He is, although my patron angel should be Gabriel, because my birth star is Formholt, Satavisha. But I'm really close to Michael. I'm really close to Michael. Okay? So Michael is known to defeat the forces of Satan. And he has a lot of things to do during the end of days. So some of the things that you can do when there is a lunation in Aldebaran, especially because of this Vargotama Pada, this Vargotama Pada, Pushkar Navamsa and Pushkar Bhag, is to pray to Michael, invoke Michael. Okay, if you don't, if you are yeah, but I love Archangel Michael. That's what Michael is referring to, Archangel Michael. I mean, I think it's because of the Satavisha moon and being on that fourth Navamsa, which is that Pisces Navamsa. See, I tend to get attracted to like characters in books or characters in films or just imaginary people or ghosts and stuff like that. So that's also something that I'll definitely talk about. This fantasy, this realm of imagination that I think this Jupiterian moon people. That's why I loved my Western astrology, because it is on that 11th degree. Oh yes, totally. I cannot be a Hindu Brahmin without believing in reincarnation, and I do, because I feel, oh yes, fourth pada, Jupiter Navamsa, so we have this feeling of always being attracted to something in the, yes, you can use that, the sigil of Michael, absolutely, use it from a grimoire, perfect. So some of the things that you can ask Archangel Michael for. Okay, listen. Great healer of illness. So please, you can ask to heal if there's any illness or if there's any kind of anybody in your family. Why Australia? I believe Australia has crazy spiders, arachnids, and really crazy kind of spiders and insects and all of that. I'm not sure, but yeah, I think my favorite place, I don't know, I love Iceland for some reason. Yes, I love Iceland. Iceland, I think, would be a good place to go. Iceland, right? It's really nice, I believe, and they have Yes, yes. Yeah, reptile. Oh, yeah, reptiles as well. Yes, yes. So you can ask for your. Yes, it's okay if you have internal heating, right? But Iceland is beautiful from what it looks like. All those auroras and anyway. So people who live in mountains should pray to Archangel Michael. Mariners, people in hospitality should pray to Archangel Michael because he rules all of these avenues. Also rules soldiers, doctors, police. People who protect and help other people, like even healers, should pray to Archangel Michael. Yes, I'm quite sure. Quite sure. Australians, what are the comments that you guys? What do you guys have to say? I do have some. Yes, it's expensive. I know. I know. I wasn't really looking at the expense part of it. I was just again thinking of the imagination, running away with the imagination. Ah, okay. And you can grow your own food, right? Like hydroponics and all that. I'm not sure. I just said it. I wasn't thinking of logistics, believe me. You asked for a good place. I suggested Iceland. Yeah, sounds nice. So people who look after other people who are medical helpers, doctors, people who are healers. Uh, oh, lovely, lovely. So we do have somebody who's from Australia right here. So yeah, it could be nice. Do they have crazy reptiles and insects and arachnids in Australia? Ah, yeah. So salary, yeah, and readings and all in Iceland. I don't know. I mean, would people be interested in astrology if I moved there? But yeah. Yeah, yeah, yes, yes, yes. I wasn't really thinking about the logistics. Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. I would be a bit scared though, because I gorgeous, yeah, but from a distance, gorgeous. Yes. So let's get to okay. So if you want him to, if you want any obstacles to be removed, oh no, not in Bombay. Bombay is one of the most expensive real estate places, honey. Bombay, New York, Tokyo. You can't buy touch real estate in Bombay. It's nothing like any other place in India. Bombay real estate, London, New York, Japan are the most expensive real estates. You know, Bombay has a most expensive. Oh yeah, it's the most expensive. It's more expensive than many places in Europe and America. It's like New York, London, Bombay. It's way more expensive than a home in Bombay is not cheap, believe me. So yeah, so he will remove all. Oh yeah, oh very expensive, very expensive, very very. It's Bombay real estate is unbelievable. We have some really beautiful buildings. Yeah, Antilia, the most expensive home in the world, built by none other than Mr. Mukesh Ambani, is in Bombay. We have, I mean, I've seen some of the most fascinating homes in Bombay. Fascinating. So, yeah. So, Archangel Michael is known to remove all obstacles. Google will never show you. Google will never show you. And you will never even be able to meet the brokers who will, yes, Varanasi or Dharmashala, Himalayas. That's ultimately where I would be going. No, I have not. I have not. I have not. Anyway, so let's get back to this, please. He removes all obstacles, okay? I don't know actually. I have no idea. Bombay is a city of variation. Okay, people are some of the most wealthiest people live here. We have tons of billionaires. Millionaires are, you know, tons of millionaires, billionaires in Bombay. Not a big deal. But there are very, very poor people. Bombay is a city of contrast. Bombay is a city of duality, where life shows you the biggest dreams and life shows you some of the greatest miseries. So Bombay is actually unlike any other city. It is, where we have Bollywood, like Hollywood, right? And Bollywood makes more films than Hollywood. And we've got like some of the biggest, most well-paid people, some of the most well-paid people. Uh, I have no idea. I mean, I don't know, normal, not very well paid, not very well paid. So Bollywood guys are super wealthy, right? Super wealthy. Their houses, their servants, their cars. We have industrialists galore in Bombay. We have old money. Old. We don't have any average salary understanding, actually. All right. It's like you can make anything. You can make anything, and I don't know. I don't think an average worker is very well paid, though. I don't think so. But we have very many entrepreneurs and business people. Anyway, the point is that Bombay is like no other city. It is a city of dreams. It is a city that will not let you sleep. It is a city that will take your dreams and elevate it up to the skies. It's a city that will squeeze all the last dream you have and put you on the street. Bombay is an archetype. Please don't call me now. Excuse me. Please don't call me now. Again, I am getting phone calls. Okay, it's crazy, but let's get right back. So how can you request Archangel Michael? You can always say, Archangel Michael, please be by my side. Archangel Michael, please remove these obstacles. All right, you can visualize his flaming blue sword, his blue aura. Ganpati is actually also, yeah, but that's just what you have from Google. That's not it. Not it. It's mostly. That's how much. That's more than what I pay in rent. I mean, I pay more in rent than that. So that 40,000, I pay more in rent. So that is not entirely correct. And not that I live in a fancy place or anything. I mean, I live in a Google would not cover it. Exactly, it won't cover it. We are a very mysterious place, We don't give information out like that. Fuck knows why, but we just don't. It's too varied, too varied, it's too varied. So I can't tell you, but yes, I have seen poverty. I have seen a lot of poverty. I work with elderly people who, a lot of them are not really poor, but because of the money, they have been thrown out by their children, and some of them don't even pay for their living, so they are just out on the roads, and then we pick them up, we rehabilitate them. So I have seen poverty, and not from poor people who've had top posts all their lives, yeah. We are chaos theory. This is chaos, completely chaos. I understand that, and that this is the chaos from which we create. We don't understand structure, I guess, So that's why I can't drive here, because I am so systematic, slow. I think about the other person first. So there. So I have seen poverty and I have seen wealth. I have seen really wealthy people. I've seen really wealthy people become poor people. I've seen really well-to-do, good posts, high corporate scenario all their life, and then they absolutely are being thrown out after 65, 67, 70, 75. And they're not even put in an old age home which they pay for. They just kind of like, I get so many calls to, yes. Sadly, that is we always used to consider ourselves to be very strong with family. But that aspect, I think, is In a sense, our emulation of the West is becoming complete. We are breaking down the family structure. Whereas a lot of my students are actually now living back with their parents, and I mean, a lot of them looking after their elderly, taking care of the elderly. So many Western men and women, and that is what we need to do. We need to come to a sort of a balance where we understand. Did not understand. We were very spiritual people. We did not understand money, Yes, we didn't understand money like this. For us, we've never invaded anybody. We didn't believe in imperialism for the sake of imperialism. We believed in spirituality. We believed in sadhana. So, and then the West came in and brought its values, right? So we learned, we adapted, we learned to live as speak the language, work. Yes, exactly. That's what needs to be. In India now, people are not caring about parents in big cities. They're not caring about their parents. Maybe in small cities, maybe in villages, there's still that bond. There's still that bond of love. But in big cities, yes. And the British stole a lot of our wealth and a lot of our resources. A good book to read up would be God Help Us. God help us all. I completely agree. We've all had trauma. I mean, we were under the British, but the British also came here and had trauma. To come forcibly, to take over a land, to feed, that is also trauma. We've given each other trauma. Okay, we've all given pain to other people. So it's time that we all heal on a collective basis, right? We all heal on a collective basis. And that is, yes, that is what we need. And that's what the British are feeling. Their youngsters also feeling this. Even if you don't consciously accept it. Ancestral karma comes as Pitri karma. Comes as Pitri karma, and we can't avoid it. We can't run away from it. Yes, yes, yes. So colonialism, imperialism, it's destroyed us. But it's no more. We don't need to think about what happened in the past. I mean, am I going to hate all British people just because of what happened? I'm not. I'm not going to hate all British people. I'm going to feel that it's not their fault. It was not them. So we have to forgive. We have to forget Muslim people. The thing that's happening right now, Yeah. So, yeah, we can't fight. Like, look at Gandhi, Ahimsa. I can't fight, for instance. We have a lot of aggressive Indians now, of course. So, and if you say that we are weak and they're going to fight with you. But I believe the power of India is from Ahimsa. The power of India is dharma, right? Yes, we all need to process this trauma. We all need to process this trauma. We all need to let go. We all need to forgive and forget. Yes, Anandamoyima. Anandamoyima was a great messenger of peace, like Yogananda, Yukteswar Giri. Yes, India's strength is ahimsa. India's strength is the age-old Sanatan Dharma. India's strength is its Tantra sadhana, its mantra shakti, its ancient land. Oh, you can win war with peace, because when Gandhi started the Quit India movement, Gandhi said that he told all his people that if the British Britisher slaps you on one cheek, extend the other cheek. How many people will they slap? He started Quit India, boycott Britishers with ahimsa. And Gandhi actually used to regularly start fasting. His form of protest was fasting. He would not eat. Such a powerful person, top British officials, Lord Mountbatten, this, that, they would all go to, and they would all have this conversation. Gandhi started fasting. India has a very strong military right now. We are nuclear. We are space explorers. So, we are very powerful. But that is not our power. That's just again another trauma response of Western imperialism. Our power is here of course as well, because of the third eye. And why do we need military? We don't need, abolish military, get rid of all this, feed the world, feed your people, feed the world, feed poor people in Africa, feed poor people in China, okay? We don't need to go to war with China. We don't need to go to war with Pakistan. Okay? Nobody will give back anything. And we should forget the past. That's what I think. We should forget the past. Please feed people. Eradicate hunger. Eradicate, give every affordable housing. Right? If everybody came together and everybody thought like this, the world would be such a different place. But I hold on to anger. When will you give me my money back? And you are like, you don't even know what happened. You're like, why should I give you your money back? Although Britain, France, the Netherlands, they are all returning stolen artifacts to respective countries. So, will the Kohinoor come back to India? I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe one day it will. But all I can hope is all the old antique statues of goddesses like Lalita Tripura Sundari, like Lakshmi, like so many statues have been stolen of our gods and goddesses. So much of emeralds, so much of diamonds, and they were all symbolic because they belong to the deity. When we say that, in Manidvipa, Lalita Tripura Sundari sits on a throne of emeralds, she bathes in a lake of diamonds, so only then we realize that Neptune actually has an ocean of diamonds. So, we are talking about very high beings, probably type 8, type 11 beings, right? So, we need to understand this. Anyway, let's get back. We've already discussed on how we can invoke Archangel Michael. Michael gives total transformation. So you can buy crystals that are royal blue or indigo, like sapphire, lapis lazuli, kyanite, labradorite, azurite, blue tourmaline, okay? All of that. Now the code of Archangel Michael is 777. So you can write 777 on your left hand and activate with, maybe you can get a deep blue candle. You can place it on your altar if you want. If you seek protection, you can carve your name out on the candle. You can burn myrrh, sage, cinnamon, sandalwood, etc. Oils that you can anoint your candle with, calamus, cinnamon, chamomile. Okay, and I told you the stones. I have all the stones available. So if you want to book a energized crystal, drop me an email. Okay, now 11 is his number. So those people that are saying 11, all right. Yes, I am. I'm a vegan. I don't harm animals. I don't kill mosquitoes. I will not slap a cockroach or a spider. I will not break its home. I'll let it stay. I believe in coexistence, not only with humans. I believe in coexistence with all of life, with all reality. If you're seeing the number 1111, it could be Archangel Michael reaching out to you. Sunday is his day, and Sunday is the day I was born. So, a prayer that you can say out loud is look into the mirror. After you've lit the candle, you've, done all of that, you can look into the mirror and say, I'm Archangel Michael. I'm strength. I hold the sword, and I am strength. And then you can say, I hold the sword with Archangel Michael, and together is a switch word. We clear all blocks and obstacles in our path. So this clearing of blocks and obstacles reminds me of Ganpati. He's like Ganpati. Okay? Or you can chant Mikhael, 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 all is well. Mikhael, 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 all is well. Mikhael, 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 all is well. Even if you buy, say, a tourmaline, a blue tourmaline, which is very rare, or a azurite or a labradorite, you can just light this candle, you can hold the crystal, and you can just say this Mikhail chant that I told you. Alright? Oh wow, you live in Denmark. Okay. Oh wow, very nice. That means it's a message from Archangel Michael. Another thing, Aldebaran is slightly south of the ecliptic and lies in the path of the moon. And it's regular covered and occulted by the moon. That's why the moon spends so much time with Rohini, his favorite wife. Right? So this is why. Now I will move straight to a Sri Chakra explanation before I do the tarot. So mark this as Sri Chakra, okay? Right now, mark this. Mark this 1140 as Sri Chakra explanation. Now, you know that I teach the Sri Chakra. So, if you're interested in Sri Vidya, Sri Yantra, Sri Chakra, drop me an email. Okay, yes. Now, I'm going to start with this. Now, I've told you there are 9 avaranas. 9 avaranas, right? And now, the 8th avarana is the innermost, one of the innermost avaranas. The 9th avarana is the dot. Now, before we progress to the 8th avarana, which is a triangle, okay? And there are Tithi Nitya Devis that are worshipped right before you enter the triangle. Now, these Tithi Nitya Devis are 15 in number, and they are to be worshipped in the outer side of the innermost triangle. Tithi Nitya Devis are 15 digits of the moon. There are 15 Tithi Nitya Devis, and these correspond to the 15 digits of the moon. Each Tithi is a lunar day. 15 days are represented by Tithi Nitya Devis, right? Panchadashi also has 15 letters. Kayei la rem hasakahala rem sakala rem. Now each of these letters of the Panchadashi, they represent one Tithi and one Nitya, okay, one Kala of the moon. Now Kala also means 1/16th part of something. But there are 15 letters only. Kayei la rem hasakahala rem sakala rem. Panchadashi, 15 letters only. And we know Kala is 1/16th of something. So what is this? Where is this 16th part? 16th is the Sodashi Bij Shrim, which is hidden, Sukshma or subtle. When I do Lalita Tripura Sundari, if you progress to the advanced level, disciples are either given Panchadashi or Sodashi, depending upon the disciples' caliber and interests. If you're given the Sodashi, then your mantra is Kayai la rem, Hasakahala rem, Sakala rem, Shrim. Shrim is Sodashi herself, Kameshwari herself, Mahanitya herself. Okay, now the 15, if you want to know more about the Nitya Devi worship, drop me an email. I'm not going to mention their names or they have their own separate rituals, their own practices and everything, which are pretty complex and not to be mentioned here. So, you may drop me an email if you want to know more about the Tithi Nitya Devis representing a digit of the moon. The 15 Nitya Devis are worshipped outside the triangle, but Sodashi is worshipped in the Bindu, which is the place of Shiva, Param Shiva, Sadashiva himself. Now, when the Nitya Devis, the Tithi Nitya Devis are worshipped, Shiva is not worshipped alongside them. Okay? Only when Mahakameshwari is worshipped, only then is Shiva worshipped. Okay, and this Mahakameshwari is known as Mahanitya. I told you Mahanitya. She is none other than Lalita Tripura Sundari. In the Bindu with Sodashi, she becomes the 16th Kala. So, Kayaila Reim, Hasakahala Reim, Sakala Reim, 15 Nitya Devis. Shrim is Sodashi. Shrim is none other than Mahanitya in copulation with Sadashiv. So, it is Kayaila Reim, Hasakahala Reim, Sakala Reim, Shrim. That Shrim is subtle. That Shrim is Sodashi or Mahanitya, who is to be worshipped in the Bindu. The 15 Nitya Devis hold up the sanctum sanctorium, the innermost triangle, the 8th Avarana. Alright? Now it is a downward pointing triangle like this. Lalita Tripura Sundari as Mahanitya is worshipped in the middle with Sadashiv. And 15 Tithi Vidyas are worshipped like this around. One starts from here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, it's a downward pointing triangle. Now, important thing is during waxing moon, waxing is growing moon. Okay, Tithi Nitya Devis have to be worshipped anti-clockwise. So, if this is the triangle and Sodashi is in the middle, that is Shukshma Bij Shrim, then Tithi Nitya Devis are to be worshipped like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They are to be worshipped anti-clockwise during a waxing moon. Alright? Okay. Now during waning moon, okay, when the moon becomes darker, in the waning moon they are to be worshipped clockwise. So this is the way. Okay, 1 is this side actually and 15 is here. Okay, and this to be worshipped like this, anti-clockwise and then clockwise. This is clockwise, this is anti-clockwise. So waxing moon, 15 Tithi Nitya Devis to be worshipped anti-clockwise, and waning moon, Tithi Nitya Devis to be worshipped clockwise. Remember that. What is their mantra? Om Aim Reem Shrim Kayaila Reem Hasakahala Reem Sakala Reem Shrim Lalita Mahatripura Sundari Parabhattarika Pujami Tarpayami Namaha. Tarpayami comes only when you are doing Navarana Puja. Okay, otherwise you don't say Tarpayami. Then you say Om Aim Reem Shrim Kayaila Reem Hasakahala Reem Sakala Reem Shrim Lalita Mahatripura Sundari Parabhattarika Pujami Namaha. Okay, so this is how the Tithi Nitya Devis are to be worshipped, which correspond to the 15 digits of the moon. You want to learn more about the Sri Chakra? Drop me an email, tina@tinahills.com. This moon, this Amavasya in Rohini is a perfect day to get initiated in Sri Vidya. It's a perfect day to get initiated in any goddess worship. Perfect day to get initiated in Uchishta Ganapati sadhana as well. Now, interestingly, since 15th day is new moon or full moon, hence Lalita Tripura Sundari is Panchadashi on full moon and Sodashi on new moon. The mantra I had said, Om Aim Rim Shrim Kaya Kaya Ilarim. So if you are not initiated in Sodashi, you will not add Shrim in the middle, in the end. Okay, so you are only Kailarim, Hasakalarim, Sakalarim. You will not add Shrim. If you are only initiated in Panchadashi, remember that. It completely depends upon your Guru and Guru Parampara and upon your own merits, whether you shall receive the Sodashi or whether you shall receive Panchadashi. So remember that if you say you have been initiated with Sodashi, then on a full moon you will worship Lalita Tripura Sundari as Panchadashi, but on a new moon you will worship her as Sodashi. Remember that. So the Sukshma Bij Shrim. It's always Sukshma, remember. Another thing is, a new moon is a symbolic coming together of Shiva and Shakti. Coming together. So that's why in Lalita Sahasranama, name 999 is Shiva Shakti Aikya Rupini. Shiva Shakti Aikya Rupini. That means that she who is very much the Shakti that will take us to Shiva. She is Shiva. She is one with Shiva. Alright? Shiva Shakti Aikya Rupini. Alright? Now, this is the time when she is Shiva Shakti Aikya Rupini. This is when we become Hisikafrem. That is one of the Avarana pujas. Hisikafrem is when we become one and fly through space. This is, we end the Sri Chakra puja with one of the Avarana mantras is Hisikafrem. When two become one. We discard our body and we become one with deity and fly through space. So she is the one who gives us Hisikafrem, the ability to do this. So on a new moon, she is Sodashi. So in this new moon, if you are initiated in Sodashi Vidya and Sri Vidya, then you worship her as Sodashi and you shall get everything you desire. Now, the 16th Kala, remember, is always invisible, Sukshma, subtle. And in Brihadaranya Upanishad, it is said that nights and days are Hiranyagarbha's 15 digits, and the constant is the 16th digit. Through the 16th, he permeates all those living beings on the new moon night. This is echoed in Sri Vidya. This is from Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, and the same Upanishadic teaching is echoed in Sri Vidya. For the 16, the constant, the subtle is Sodashi as the Bij Shrim. Alright? So on a new moon, Hiranyagarbha, the golden egg, or Brahma as Hiranyagarbha, he permeates all living beings on Amavasya nights. That's why new moons are so mystical, so mysterious. So, Kayaila Rem Hasakahala Rem Sakala Rem Shrim is Sodashi. Now, let's begin with tarot reading, okay? Now, can somebody make a timestamp? It's 1:24. So 1:24, make a timestamp for this, because this is the time when we are, yes, I am also. I have, we will fix the time, but before that we'll meet anyway and do one class before that. So, all right, yes. So please make a thing, right? And let's start with Aries. This is in Taurus. This is, of course, sidereal placement. So check that out, Aries. This is your second house of income, Taurus. So let's see what we have. The moon. Thank you, thank you. So this is the moon. So listen to your intuition. There are secrets, Aries. Maybe secrets about your son or money in some way. Or there are secrets, but listen to your intuition and all will be clear. Taurus, it's like your self is being activated. Your self is being activated. So let's see what we have. A very painful cycle, Ten of Swords, a very painful cycle is indeed ending. Let it end. Let it go. Just let it go. Just let it go. All right? Gemini, it's your 12th house. Difficult lunation, Amavasya and the 12th, very spiritual. Perfect time to get a reading. Perfect time to get a puja or a havan done. So, wow, Nine of Swords. So there's something that you need to accept. You need to overcome and you need to let go. Something you need, because you are being troubled emotionally about this. It's maybe you need to look at it in a different way, okay? So keep that in mind, okay? Cancer, 11th house. Social networks, the internet, all triggered. My God, it's humid today. I told you this Nautapa is about to start. It's really crazy. Don't waste your time seeking different people online, flirting with different people, or looking at too many career options and not being able to zero down on anything. The ruler, your ruler, moon, is in her own nakshatra, it's in her mool trikon, sign of exaltation in Taurus. So use this opportunity to zero down on what it is that you want and not, run helter-skelter everywhere. So just keep that in mind. Leo. This is my ascendant. So let's see what we can expect for Leo moons and ascendants. Okay, Temperance. A period of grace. Yes, it's coming. But you have to wait. Okay? Change is on its way. A change to greener pastures. A change to healing. Healing energy coming into your life. But you have to wait. Okay, magic does not happen in a day. It takes patience. Saturn in your 7th house, opposite sign, is teaching you a lot about that. Patience. Okay, Leo, remember that alchemy is being created. So 10th house, if it's about work related and you're flipping out, relax. It's okay. Virgo, another fellow earth sign for you, 9th house. Foreign people are being activated. Publishing, father. Important time for father. Make that journey or send that text if that's what you must do, because there are things that need to be clarified. Okay, and be honest, but be sure to also, I'm not saying sugarcoat it, but say it in a way that the other person does not get wounded by your words. But you need to make that journey. It's important. If it's a love interest who lives far away, I think it would be a good time to go and meet them, to find the time, the money, the finances to go and meet them. Yes, Virgo, I think the universe is saying for some of you that, yeah, it could happen. Now we have Libra, 8th house, complicado. So, death, rebirth, other people's money, tax, inheritance, Marakasthana, all these complicated stuff. What can we expect? Libra, Venus is in a Krodh yoga with Rahu in a sign of debilitation, Aries. So be extra careful, and wow, you will also have to make a journey in an airline. You're going to have to make a journey, and it's a journey that will help you understand a lot. It might have something to do with the death of someone, or it might even have to do with inheritance, or something from the past that's lingering. Make sure that your taxes are clean at this time. And if you've lost someone, just remember that they will come back. Set an intention on this very, very special new moon, and expect magic to happen. Next sign, oh my God, Scorpio, 7th house shit. Yeah, marriage, partnerships, open enemies, and what have you. If you're thinking of a divorce, it's lonely at the top, Scorpio, and you may have alienated that person. And if you sit down at that table all alone and you've got everything that you want, but you miss that person, because somewhere, just somewhere, you are emotionally unfulfilled, then it would be worth your while to reach out to that person, because I think that person is waiting to hear from you too, Scorpio. There's something about this Mars and Pisces with Jupiter that is, and of course Ketu is in your sign, so I mean, yeah. And Rahu's opposite, so yeah. But it's going to be beautiful, believe me, it's going to be beautiful. Sorry, Ketu moved out of your sign. It's gone to Libra, sorry. I was thinking about the tropical placements, but no. Alright, where are we? Scorpio, right? 7th house we did. Now we move to Sagittarius, 6th house. Okay, so there's definitely going to be some changes in your friend circle. Some people who you thought were friends and they've actually been gossiping, and the rumor mill has been running, and you're going to figure that out. But there is healing. There is a lot of, what sign is this? Sag. So wow, it's your 3rd house. So may have some kind of healing that could be connected to your siblings or your community, your local community that you grew up in, because this is the card of Aquarius, since your 3rd house. So yeah, there's definitely some kind of maybe someone has something to say about you. 6th house is hidden enemies. Also health. Maybe you become unhealthy, or you find the cure in your local neighborhood. Somebody from your past, like maybe somebody you grew up with. Maybe you have a pain in the back and you realize somebody you grew up with is an excellent chiropractor, and bam, they make it all right. Or maybe you have this spiritual need to consult with someone, and you see that, oh wow, somebody you grew up with is a tarot reader, and they give you just the perfect advice. But overall, this is one of my favoritist cards. You can see that there are the 7 sisters of Pleiades on top, the Saptarishis on top. So there's receiving, there's giving. Okay, so it's beautiful, and you have to come out naked. Naked is your raw essence, is who you are. No more falsities, no more veils, just you. Alright, this is Sag. We had your 6th house, now we come to Capricorn, another earth sign, 5th house, romance, children. Important initiatives for children can be started at this time. Definitely a time to let loose. Cappies, please. Saturn's finally moved out of your sign. I know he's going to come back, and he's going to sojourn back to maybe, do some research. Wow, this is the card of Taurus itself, Hierophant. So there's going to be somebody of interest in your life. maybe this person is Taurus, maybe Rohini Nakshatra, who knows? Or else, if this is not a romantic interest, I said romantic, heavily, strongly suggest romantic because it's fifth house. But it could also be somebody who's creatively charged, somebody who becomes your kind of like your guru in a way, kind of like your mentor in a way, okay? And I think that you're gonna find a lot of healing with this person. So this person's coming, Capricorn. I hope you're ready. Aquarius. It's fourth house stuff is never easy. So we're gonna straight out jump to this reading for you. There are things that have broken your heart, divorces, so maybe, anxiety with your parents, and Saturn's finally strolled into your sign. And, like Dhanishta is in Dhanishta, and, my Saraswati is speaking because I'm in Satavisha. So, yes, there's going to be a lot of heartbreaks, a lot of, reckonings, Aquarius. And if there's an extra person in your relationship, that is going to come to light for sure with the Saraswati. Things are going to change. And it's okay. We learn from our mistakes. We learn from what breaks us, because it is true, what doesn't kill us makes us stronger. And not only that, remember that the light can only shine through the cracks. It's very chironic actually. So Aquarius, yes, we had that fourth house thing for you. Then we've got Pisces, which is pretty nice for you because this is your third house and it's your local neighborhoods, like even short distance traveling. You could go to a trip with someone. So let's get straight to it. Cards are repeating today, so I feel that there's a lot of connectivity between the signs. So it is lonely at the top. If you want to reach out to someone, and maybe you were in this kind of a state when you wanted to make sure that things were right before you jumped into a relationship or a commitment. It could be someone in your local neighborhood that you're thinking of. And why not jump into it? Why not see it for what it is? So go for it. Because otherwise, if you're just thinking about, and Jupiter is in your sign, Pisces, it's giving some wonderful yogas. It's although the Papkartari yoga is on, which you will get this window from July. This whole year you'll get this window of opportunity. And if you feel like it's getting lonely and you miss that person, it's time to reach out to that person. Also remember, for some people it will be realizing that all along you have walked this path and you felt like this was my friend, that was my friend. But now if you're sitting alone, it would be a hard reckoning. You will realize who your true friends are. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy, but this is something you have to do. But remember that the nines are always about completions, right? There's this just something that needs to complete here, something that needs to complete. And emotional cycle, because this is cups. Anyway, I want to keep this brief, not too much, not going into every explanation in great detail. No, it's not 3 hours yet. It's 1 hour 40 minutes. I'm keeping track. But now I am tired, and actually my mouth hurts and my throat hurts, and I have not eaten anything. So I am kind of like almost fainting with that headache that I told you that I have. Besides, I have to meet somebody right now after I cut this, right here, and speak again for 2 hours. So I have to go now, honestly. But please consider booking your reading or your crystals or your Reiki sessions. I do special Reiki sessions. Yes, I cannot even explain everything, but watch the whole video. Put timestamps And let me get to my reading, because my client's already calling again. He seems to want to talk pretty badly. He's called me 3 times already, and he knows I'm live. So I'm getting to you. Wait, I'm getting to you. And the thing is that I do have some other topics to talk about when I come back next time with my next video. But it looks like impossible for me to dress up now and come every time, because there's no time for makeup, no time for anything. I'll just have to come like this, raw. One last thing that I want to tell you is, yeah, please consider becoming a member. Like, hello, you guys say all these great stuff. I'm your this, I'm your that. But please help me. My, what was that? Patreon. Patreon did not take off, okay? So please help me with the memberships on YouTube, okay? Visit my website www.tinaheals.com, okay? And speak soon. Take care, because I honestly have to run now. Bye.